everybody. If you haven't watched these videos before, my name's Amy. I suffer with functional dystonia and functional movement disorder, post-traumatic stress, endometriosis, Sherman syndrome, high-tone non-relaxing sphincter obstruction, bladder and bowel troubles, the list goes. So I'm doing these videos to raise awareness for functional dystonia and the neurological side. So today I was gonna make myself look good for the camera, and I was like, what am I doing? This is a real life blog. I've had the same UTI now for quite a few months. It's not going from the suprapubic catheter. I'm doing everything correctly, and I still ended up in A&E last week, where they had to do a local anaesthetic because my abdominal muscles had become so tight, and I was ticking so severely and shaking that a surgeon, they actually got a urology surgeon, and she came down, had a look, and they put cut and put bigger size in, and luckily I'm blessed with quite a very good support network, and that's one thing I will repeat. You do have to have that, but only you can do something about it. Now, I've been in dark places. I'm in bed at the moment. Here's my everything. You know, I'm having to rest. I'm having to force my mind and my body to rest. And as you can hear, my my speech isn't great, especially when I try and even concentrate just a little bit. So yeah, I'm very tired, and that doesn't help. I've been in a lot of pain, and with that, obviously, it has a knock-on effect then to my neurological. So on Thursday, I have brain scan results, and health psychology from the reason the scan's being redone is because I had my first blackout seizure back in July. Touch wood, I've had not one of those again, but still they need to kind of research into why, and I've had personal things happen in the family, which is why I haven't done any videos recently. So I hope you're still all getting on, and as I said, it's a public page, so please message me, inbox me. Don't I'm doing this to create awareness of my journey, but to help others, because when it's recognised sooner, they don't go through sorry, they don't go through the trauma and the length. Some people still will and still are right at this moment, but you can't let it get as much as it does. Don't let it get to your head. It doesn't own you, and it doesn't define you, and you cannot give up. There's a difference between resting and just I give up. I could quite easily, when I had my assessment yesterday, I could have quite easily said I needed carers back in. I would never do that again, because as long as it doesn't matter how long things take me, I'm still getting things done, and it gives me that sense of accomplishment. I think that's the word. Yeah, I think that's the one. Anyway, sorry. So this is when I need. So since Tuesday, back to that point, I then had to be watched and helped, by friends and family, and I'm really lucky that I've got that. And I returned home yesterday. So 5 days away, and then back home to my aides, and what, it's easier, of course, in my environment. But then you're missing out, and it's that, I don't want to let that person down, I don't want this person down. But then you have to think about you, and I find that so hard, because that's all I keep being told by the consultants and my health psychologist, and I don't want to keep thinking about me. I want to think about others, and it's just my natural care in me. So I'm just gonna pop you down on the stand, because I'm obviously in bed, as you can see. So I'm making sure I stay here, and only getting up when I have to empty the catheter, and I've had my wash, and might not look like it, but yeah, it's just getting on with it, and that might sound easy to people or harsh. Trust me, if anyone had said this would be my 6th Christmas going into still having treatment, still them coming up with something else, now London are thinking my bladder could be 2 things, now that I'm waiting for bowel irrigation to start, I'm waiting for all these things, and I know it's going into 2019. If you'd have said that when I had the op in 2013, I would have laughed at you, because I only even booked a week off work then. I mean, but then when I look where I was just 3 years ago, I didn't even have 1 day out. I had carers 4 times a day, and no dignity or kind of resemblance, yeah, of a normal-ish life. And that's what you've got to try and get back to basics. That's the most key point that I get told all the time by the neurologist, and the team I have, and they are superb. If I didn't have them, I'm so blessed, and my cup's always half full, and you got to remember that, because there are people that are, and personally, people that are losing people this time of year, and life can be life can be so cruel, don't get me wrong, but life can be so wonderful as well. And if you can just change one person's day, then you've changed something. And for me, that's really important still, and I can't get rid of the carer element. So it's hard for me to look at me, and that's what they do, because to rewire and retrain your brain, you have to really open you. And as carers, we don't like to do that, really, because it's easier to look after others. And it's all about routine. And I mean, my assessment yesterday, it was they phoned actually 2 hours early. It knocked me completely out of sorts, and I was a mess for it. So didn't feel prepared. Didn't, even though I was, it here wasn't. And because I've got a UTI, I am over talking. I can hear and see, which is another good thing about doing these videos and blogs, because I'm not ashamed, and you shouldn't be either if you're watching this, or even if you're trying to understand somebody with it. It's not something to hide. It's not. I'm not going to bite you. I've got no. I'm not spreading something. It's just something I have to deal with on an hour-to-hour, day-by-day basis. Don't plan. If you're planning and then you keep getting gutted, you're setting yourself up to fail automatically. So the best way to look at it is, even if you know the knowledge and you're going to forums or classes or advice from doctors and you're hearing the same thing, just take a minute to actually really listen, because you could be learning something new that you've heard a million times, but it's not. It's not registered in here, because the wiring isn't correct. So, and everyone's brain is mapped differently. We were all born differently for a reason, and everyone's triggers are different. Everyone's, for example, the reason sometimes some people don't like each other is mainly because they're very alike, or they're so very different they don't understand each other. And it's the understanding that I'm trying to get across, because if you don't understand, you will judge. We all do it. We're all guilty of that. Now, to warn, I am going to have a cigarette, because I'm having my cup of tea, because I've just had my tea meds. So, you understand that. Oh, I hope I didn't just drop something, but... So, yeah, it's, I just wanted to kind of check in and really, I'm still here. and that's the biggest thing is, as well, it's not going to, as scary as it is, or if you're watching your child go through it, especially at early stages, and you're getting no answers. Trust me, the frustration and what I watched my parents, I was 26 then. I'm 31 now, and they're still seeing it, and they're still frustrated now. It's really hard. It's not, but I'm not saying it's easy. It's just, I'm trying to give helpful hints and tips, and share my my trauma, if you like, of the last it will be 6 years next July, but it's the 6th Christmas this year, so it's the 6th New Year's Eve I'm celebrating. But when I look back to 3 years ago, although it's taken this long, I am getting better, and that's the main point to focus on, not what everybody's thinking or saying about you or judging you. Or forget them. You've got to forget them and get that out of your head. You're not number one. It's not imaginary. It's real, or we wouldn't have NHS help for it. Number two, I wouldn't be under the people I'm under and be blessed to be under such professors in London that know what they're talking about, but they're still trying every test that they can. So I've had something recently called video Urodynamics, and they injected contrast dye and were constantly taking pictures through x-rays throughout. So I had water being put through my urethra, and also I had one into my bottom, and wires connected everywhere and into a gown, and it took just over an hour. It wasn't nice, I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time it has shown things that they've been able to not see in my local hospitals. So with that information, then it can help my local hospitals with a plan, and it's trying to get all of the cooks to communicate. Sorry. It's been a real tough few months for me. So I'm not leaving my blog, I'm not stopping the videos out there. So anyone that's messaged me, I'm sorry if I haven't got back to you. I'm sorry I haven't had the time. I've had to be focusing on me and everything else, but I am getting there, and I wanted to just update you all. I imagine this message is very flitty, and especially because of the infection, it makes, although I have trouble anyway, it's exacerbated. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Exacerbated things, but there's always hope and love, and that's the biggest thing I've got is love. I've got the love of my family, the love of friends that are family, that I consider family, that are there just when you need them, no matter what. It doesn't matter what they've got going on, and I'm really lucky to have that around me. And if you can get that around you, then be that person. If you're watching this because you want to help a family member more that's got functional dystonia and functional movement disorder, in my assessment yesterday I was asked, well, aren't they the same thing? No, they're two neurological things, too different. And if you have both and other things going on with the bladder and the bowel, and on the Neuro Symptoms, www.neurosymptoms.org, that's the leaflet my neurologist gave me. It's on the Facebook page as well. So have a look at that, because under that functional dystonia and then functional movement disorder comes so many sub problems: sleeping, eating, concentration, memory loss, pain, chronic pain, spasms, tics, bladder and bowel problems. The list goes on and on and on, and it just gives you that extra insight and knowledge, and you can really armor yourself with knowledge. And if you know what's going on with your body, it doesn't matter what anyone else is saying, because then you're clued up about it, and you can know, right, okay, that's my trigger. I won't do that because it will lead to this, and then I'll end up having to stay in bed for 3 days, or my leg will be locked for this, or I'll go through pain, or I'll go for sleepless nights. So that's something that you really need to get a sort of routine of, especially with medication. if I don't keep my medication up at 8 o'clock like everybody in the world, or earlier, you know, other people, I appreciate when you're working, that you then, not only are you in a routine, you're getting up, and when the weather's rubbish, it's really easy to think, why am I bothering? Well, the reason you're bothering is because you're living, and you've got to live your day to the best you can, because life is so short. I've learned that last couple of months, and can change in the blink of an eye if you're not looking. And mine did, but I'm not going to die from this. But people lose people all the time to other terminal things. So this is something that if invested enough into and looked at, you can completely, eventually regain. You won't ever get back the loss of what's gone on. So I will never get the last 6 Christmases back where I was well. But what I can get is future memories, because I'm letting it go. And I've let it go, and if you don't let it go, and it's so easy to say that, I know, but it hasn't been easy for me. And if I had my friends and family around me right now, they would tell you that. It's a battle every day, just getting out of bed. So if you can do that, and just lay on it, wash. Wash, you know, clean pajamas. Make sure you've had something to eat. You're hydrated. You've had your medication, and you're in routine, and you've got alarms set all over the place. You're giving your body that help that then travels to your brain, and eventually things will start clicking and getting better. Find something that relaxes you or interests you, that you can just switch off, as well as your cognitive therapy, because as much as retraining is important, rest is vital. And this is my main point on this video, is because I've been through so much the last few months, and had so much going on, like everybody this time of year, but more so a lot. Anyway, that's where you've got to try and keep to that routine, because if you don't, then everything goes out the window, and you can't kind of get back on that train that you were on, and then it takes more time to get back on it again, and then you end up in a vicious circle. And I can hear so many people saying, whose life isn't bad, whose life isn't tough. Well, everybody's. You just kind of, I mean, I had somebody say when I paid a bill today, you've got a very good outlook on an attitude towards life. Well, I didn't 5 years ago when it first happened. I can tell you that. I was angry, so angry. I still can be. My post-traumatic stress can get the better of me. But then I'm brought back down to earth because of the support I have, the faith I have, the hope I have, and the support system I have. And if I hear one more person that I know say to me the reason they haven't seen me or helped me is because they don't like to see me this way, or I've not made enough effort with them, or any excuse like that, it doesn't wash with me anymore, because life is too, as I said, it's too short, and the people important around you are the ones that you've really got to keep around you. Keep the positivity around you, because negativity is only going to bring you down. And that way of thinking is going to bring you down. And people will be going, oh yeah, I understand. Understand. when actually they're just appeasing you. They're just letting you be in your little pit almost, and that's not where you want to be. As hard as it is, you don't want to be there, and you want to get out of it, and you feel you're trapped in four walls, and you feel no one gets you and no one understands you, and no one's listening, and the doctors aren't listening, but actually sometimes it's you that's not listening as well, and that's a hard one to take, and that's what I'm having to go through at the moment. And that's instead of, because I can tell and help anybody, because that's what's in here, but ask me to do it for myself. And it's hard, but I'm doing it. It doesn't matter how long it takes me to take my medication. As long as I get it done, I feel like I've achieved. As long as, it doesn't matter how long it takes me to wash and shower, as long as I've achieved. Therefore, I don't need to waste more money of having carers when I can do it. Yeah, all right, it'll be easier to say, yeah, I'll have carers in. Yeah, I'll get my friends to do it for me. But the good thing about my network now is that they know me as well as my condition. And how am I ever going to learn if I don't do it myself or try? And so that's where I felt I was being disabled by carers, because although I am disabled, there's able in that word, ability as well. And we have the ability to be superb, even disabled. So I had the diabetic prevention program phone today again to get me on this course, and I know everything there is to know about diabetes because of my family and my care work, but I could still walk away with something from it that could change and help me live better. And that's what I said to the lady on the phone, and that's when she said, your attitude's fantastic. I said, oh, I've had my moments, and immediately the two questions I needed to know before the appointment is, do they have wheelchair access, and do they have toilets close by? Because if there's no toilets close by, what if I wet myself? I'm still having to fight for my pads. Yeah, you heard me correctly. A year and a half later, I'm still having to fight the NHS that took me off my pads, saying I didn't need them, when my consultant in London is but. It doesn't matter how many letters have been written. It doesn't matter how much. It's that they're now saying that it's what I want, not what I need. So that's why I'm saying don't give up, because I come to brick walls all the time. You might be watching thinking, it's easy for her to say. No, it's not easy. It's not easy for me. I'm not looking for sympathy with these videos. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking to help. So even if I just get one person commenting to me, sending me a message saying, that's really helped me today, that's my aim done. It's awareness, guys, and functional F&D awareness is huge at the moment, because it's something that's real and that needs to be seen, needs to be understood in so many places, because any age can get it, any person can get it, and it can happen to anybody that's been through a massive trauma if it's not dealt with correctly. So I'm going to wrap this up because I'm talking nonsense pretty much, and I will catch up with you guys soon when I'm in more of a logical state. But I just wanted to say hi and that I am still going to be doing the blogs, but just obviously due to personal reasons and illness myself, I haven't been able to be as proactive with the videos, but I am still doing it, so please don't give up on me. Keep sharing, liking, but remember, it's a public page. Peace out. Love to you all, and keep fighting the fight, the good fight. Don't give up, and like I said, if you want to speak to me, holler me a message. Don't, if you want to comment, fine, and speak on comments, that's okay. I think that's a good thing, because then there's more awareness getting seen. But I'm more than happy, whatever you say to me will not be repeated, will not be commented, will not be shown to the world. So please have that knowledge as well. And just keep going, guys. Tomorrow's another day. Today's today, tomorrow's tomorrow. And that's really key as well. Don't bring today into tomorrow, because you're not there yet. And yeah, catch you guys soon. So as I said, peace out.